Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly BBX Nowsite Team User Call. And we're going to talk about everything about Nowsite today, and then also other topics that BBX is ramping up and doing some different things. So I want to start off with had a great call with Charles Hale yesterday. Got to meet him for the first time and talked about several of his wishes and his products and things he wants to do. And Mike and I were talking about it yesterday and some other things. But top of the priority list is Kazan. So I have finished the email drip campaign for Kazan, and I forwarded to both Mike and Charles to review so we can make sure that we're dotting all the I's and crossing the T's and not breaking any laws on that. So when we send it out, so that's ready to go. I've also completed a couple of geofencing ads for a Kaizen campaign as well. Once that's all approved, we'll move that over into the BBX team section that we put on everybody's platform, and you will be able to download the ads as well as the email drip campaign. And then once you're ready to go with that, you can talk with either Mary and I, and we can go ahead and show you how you can make that stuff yours. So we'll go ahead and change the names and the IDs to protect the innocent so you guys can launch your own campaigns in your own market for Kazan. So that'll be coming. I'm also working on right now a life program that we're working on that will also have a drip email campaign and some geofencing ads to go out and also a new website to go with it. So we'll be working on that. We'll keep you updated on that as well. Going on that. I'm going to turn over to Mary right now because she's the queen bee on the Now Site meeting next week, and so we can go ahead and get that on here, so we can go ahead and start sharing that. As always, this is being recorded and will be uploaded to the BBX YouTube channel probably sometime this weekend. So if you missed the call or missed a part of the call or want to review it, you'll be able to go to the link, and which I'll send to Mike, and Mike will send out to all you guys, so you can have the link to review these calls. Okay, Mary, with that, why don't you talk about Justin coming to town?
Okay, just so I cover all my bases, do we have anybody in the Atlanta area or in the Las Vegas area? Everybody else is Texas? Okay. Coming to Houston next Thursday night is going to be Justin and Cheryl. We're going to meet in the Heights at Harold's Rooftop Bar Rooftop Terrace. Okay. It is going to be hot. We know that, but there's going to be plenty of food, plenty of drinks. It's an open bar. It is a free event. If you would like to invite guests, please feel free to do so. If you are on my Facebook page, you'll see I've been promoting it and just saying, be my guest, just come on board. If you want to RSVP, that's great. I'd love to know a head count, but we don't have to have a head count. It is from 4:30 to 7. Okay, and they're going to probably cut and run at 7:05. So if there's anything that you would like to get in front of Justin or Cheryl at this time, that is the event to do it at. Okay, they're going to bring some goodies. They're going to come with some announcements, and they're going to tell us some of the new things that are coming onto the platform. With that being said, SalesFlow has already hit 1 million send outs for information. So we've hit the 1 million mark. We will keep posted on when we hit the 2 million mark. SalesFlow is super easy. Are y'all using SalesFlow?
Yes.
Head bobs, those are good. Okay. Using SalesFlow, you can now cookie your own message, get them to know that when they open it, you get it. It is a numbers thing. If you only want to work on it 20 minutes a day, that's all you need to work on it. Send those contacts out, make those introductions. You can cookie your own video link. You can do a lot of things with SalesFlow.
Mary, why don't we go ahead and demonstrate that, how to do that? I just turned the screen over to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Except I still have a bug in mine. I have to get the bug on LinkedIn out. So can I pass it back to you and let you pull up LinkedIn?
Well, I'm going to let you do it. Even though you got a bug in it, just show them how to do it.
Okay. I can do that. Give me just a second.
With that being said, there was an announcement also last week that Nowsite is entered into a business arrangement with LinkedIn, where LinkedIn is going to be licensing Nowsite's technology.
So when you go into Nowsite, it no longer says now what, it says Nowsite launch SalesFlow. So what I'm looking right now is I was doing a demo yesterday for somebody in South Carolina, and she wanted somebody at the Hilton. So I'm going to edit my criteria. And instead of being in South Carolina, I'm going to go Texas. Okay. I'm still going to go for the Hilton Hotels and Resorts, because in that case, we were looking for HR managers, people in management. Okay. So we can do management here. Actually, let's do a comma. Now, anytime you put a comma, it's an or. Okay. So don't think of the comma as an and, think of it as an or. So if you wanted Texas and or Louisiana, the comma is always going to be an or. And make sure it comes up in the drop down and you're selecting it from the drop down. Now the cities, they're not all there yet. Okay. So I'm going to launch SalesFlow. My targeted prospect is saved. Okay. And I have Jennifer. We can view her contact, or you could just hit the push SalesFlow. And my computer's slowing down. There we go. All right. So you could look at all of this information. She's in Houston, and all I asked for was Texas, and she's in management. So launch SalesFlow, click next. I'm going to send it via LinkedIn, and this is where my computer has a hiccup. Nope, it doesn't have that. Okay, she didn't have a LinkedIn on here, so it won't do that. So we're going to have to do Facebook. If I want to push Nowsite, I can go down here and introduce a product. This already has my affiliate link in it. Okay, it's already in there. But just to see, here's my affiliate link. I can also click on that and add it, so it'll be on there twice. I can push send. It's now going to ask me to open my messenger. Yes, it's me that's connecting. Hers is going to open up. I'm going to come right down here to the bottom, and I'm going to hit paste, and I'm going to hit send. Okay, that message has been sent to her by Facebook. Did I successfully do it? Yes. Now, book them, Dano. Next week, follow up. Okay, you're going to get these, and you're just going to go one after another. Now, the reason why you want to use LinkedIn is LinkedIn only has one way to get messages. Facebook Messenger has two. One, you're already connected as a friend, and it'll come up in their feed as a message from you. If you're not connected to them, it goes to a second feed most of the time. LinkedIn only has one channel to go to deliver a message. So use LinkedIn the majority of the time. Now, if you don't get a LinkedIn message, then you're going to default back to Facebook. Okay, but that's the difference between the two messengers. Messenger on Facebook and the message on LinkedIn. Are we good on that?
Any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Any questions?
Now, if I want to come back over here to my people, because I have not sorted my box of SalesFlow leads, I can click. Nope, that's an input. Sorry, wrong button. My prospects, still the wrong button.
If you go, yeah, view all, and then go and then see if they've not been assigned.
They're not, they haven't been assigned because I haven't moved them
it'll
over.
tell you they're not assigned.
Right. So Jennifer didn't have an email. Jose and Annie I did yesterday. So they're all going to be here. You can come back and click on their name. You can do an enhancement contact if you want to. depending on how many you have over here, will allow you to do however many you need to do. Okay, I would not spend the time doing the enhancement, and this is also a quote from Justin, until they've reached back out to you. You don't want to run an enhancement and find out all the neat things about them until they've reached back to you. Okay,
Yeah.
So running the enhancement on this particular contact, I'm going to go ahead and run it just to show you what the enhancement does. I am not going to do the second phase of that. It says return to contact. So the only other information I got here is she started 2009, January 24th, and here's the size of the company of Hilton.
So the other thing you want to do though, Mary, is go up and show them how to assign it to a list.
Come over here to list and then assign it to whichever list you want them to be in. Okay. By just clicking on it. Okay. I'm going to take her out of this one because I don't want her in that list. Every page that you have created in marketing has a list to it. Okay. Even the people who have SalesFlow still have one website page so that they can have a list.
If you don't select a list, it'll just go to contacts, right?
Yes, it just goes to all your contacts. It's not divided up on a page. If you wanted to figure out where they are, they're just all in your contacts. I do recommend listing them out to whichever avenue you're marketing to. So if you're doing a Nowsite market, if you're doing a Kaizen, if you're doing a long-term care product, you want to be able to come back to what you sent them. If not, you can, I don't want to view and edit the list. Hit the pencil and it'll take you back to the contact information. And you're supposed to have your notes. They took away my notes.
Well, Jennifer's the one we just did, right? So you didn't put any notes in there.
I didn't put any notes in, but there should be notes in here that I can add to back here, and they just took them away. Let me see something. Hold on. This is live. Okay, this one still has the notes section. So when it's all spread out up here, you have access to notes. Well, my fingers aren't lined up. Okay, and you can add that note and it'll save it here for as long as you want that contact in your access to be saved. Okay, if you ever want to trash that note, you hit the trash can, but it will date it, it will not time it. Okay, too much international date coding to worry about. So if you want to put a time in when you talk to them, add that time to the notes. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting there the other night, Mary, and I had my computer on my lap watching TV, and I literally did 100 prospects in an hour.
Great.
Well, Steve, the thing, buddy, we're not as geeky as you are and as fast.
Well, all I did was just what Mary did. I went and I put the criteria in it, and I just went and got a prospect, and I didn't do anything else. I just, I'm going to go back later now, and I'll go through those 100, and then I'll assign them to what lists I want to assign them to.
So you didn't assign them to a list. You just put them in your contacts.
Right, and then I'll go back and then I'll send them a note if I think it's a good lead, or if I don't think it's a good lead, I'll delete it.
Okay.
So you went to SalesFlow with everyone, you just put them in your contacts. You didn't split them. Okay. So that was my question. If I'm just going through and I just want to do a SalesFlow, whatever I do, it just puts them into a contact list, and you can go back and separate them later. Is that right?
Exactly. That's correct.
Yeah. Do not overanalyze your leads. Okay. Or your prospects, the people you're pulling from that information. Don't overanalyze it. Don't overthink it. It's still a numbers game. Okay. Pull 100, have 20 people contact you back. That's an outstanding number. We're all in marketing. We know the 80-20 rule. Okay. So understand, they may not look at it today. They may look at it over the weekend. They may answer you then. Okay. So just keep your channels open. Download the app on your phone. You cannot change the message from your phone. You have to do that on the laptop or the desktop. But you can SalesFlow on the go, whether you're at the beach, in the shopping line, in the gas line today. Oh my goodness. I got flashbacks to the 80s on that one. Had an officer directing in Sam's parking lot. Which lane could they go in? I'm like, I want out of here.
I actually did that waiting for a client the other day that I went and saw in person, and they were finishing up with one of their customers, and it took about 20 minutes, and I just sat there and I got on the app and I just started clicking.
Now, the other thing you need to know is that in a year's time frame, only 10 people are going to get that lead. So if you delete that, you're one of the 10 people that could have contacted them this way. Okay, so there's a stop on each one of the 2 billion leads that it can only go out 10 times a year. So if you're really going to delete that contact, understand there's only going to be 9 other people that have a chance to reach out to that person this year. Okay, and the year goes by fast. But if they're in your contact list, be careful on who you're going to delete and see what you want to prospect them to. Okay, it may not be the right time today, so you may want to do it in 2 months from now, is to schedule another time on that calendar and write it down. I'm going to go back through my clients that are my prospects in my contacts that have not reached out to me and I haven't heard from them. Maybe they've had LIFE happen in their life. Okay, it happens every day. All right. Maybe they don't need what you're trying to say to them today. They may need it in a month. They may need it in 2. Okay. An advertisement takes 8 to 10 touches before somebody will say, I recognize that brand or I recognize that name. Okay. They may not remember your name tomorrow, but they'll be familiar with it 8 or 10 messages down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I can't overemphasize that consistency is key, and repetition breeds recognition. If you're constantly putting your message out there, it will start to be recognized.
Hey, Mary, on those lists, show us how to just set up a list, name a list. Can you do that right quick while you're in there?
Set up a list?
Yeah, just set up a list. Just make up one to show us how to do it. Add, it says, okay. Where do you add it? Back.
I'm going to try and get back to the main screen. Okay, you can import contacts or export your contacts from here. If you're going to add a page, you're going to need to.
I just want to add a list. Just name me the list.
Okay, come over here and create a website. I click on the blank template. Okay. Okay, and I do categorize mine because sometimes I do try and sort them by the categories. Click next. Just for the fun, I'm going to come over here and drag a headline in. Come back to the left and type. Hit OK. Move my pictures, save and exit. Now I'm going to go back to the list, and you see your list is right here. The new website that I just created, the list for it is right here.
All right.
When you open it, it's going to have nobody in it, but then you can move people to that list. So
you can add new people as you a new category of prospects.
Just change the list name so you know what the list is for the web page. When you create a website, it creates 3 things. It creates you a contact list. It creates you an email campaign, And it also creates a newsletter for the artificial intelligence if we're still sending and posting to social media.
Wow.
Okay.
See, that's what I've got to get all in my mind, how all of it works and why you want certain lists for certain things. And that's what I haven't completely got the picture on. I've got the picture half painted, but I don't have it completely painted on how it works.
I'm working on the map this afternoon, okay, to say when you start a web page, it also creates these things in the different areas. I'm rewriting the flight school book this week.
Yeah, we're doing we're doing a flow chart, Frank, so you can see when you do this, this is what happens.
Right, that's good. That's really good, particularly for us dummies.
Now, if you have business cards sitting on your desk, click Add New Contact. Type them in, and you can take them through the SalesFlow challenge.
Well, right, and I've got some business cards. I want to set up a particular list for them, and that's what I need to get done to put those in. And I want them to in a particular list to start with, and I want to add them in there first. You'll just put their name and email address, and bang, put them in. That's all we need, isn't it, Steve?
That's all you need, and then you can go back, like Mary said, and you can enhance them. You can go backwards. Since you've got that information, then you can enhance the contact, and it'll pull everything else back in on that contact for you.
Right, and then I got a bunch of other people that I want to categorize according to the list too. So
you can enter them one by one, or you can upload a Excel spreadsheet file. Depending on how large the file, it'll take.
Don't you think it's better to put them in here rather than put them in an Excel and then have to upload them? You just got two steps to do.
You don't have that many steps to upload the contact either.
No, it's very simple. In fact, one thing though about uploading contacts in an Excel spreadsheet. So, for example, I did it for Gary, and in Gary's case, we had about 20,000 email addresses. What I had to do for the system, because the way the system works, is I had to take that master file and I had to copy and paste 500 at a time and create lists of 500 and then put them in the back. And then what you do is you launch them at different times on your drip email campaign, because if not, it will overwhelm the system. We found that out the hard way. And
so you get 500 emails to go out a single day. Now, let me also address this so that y'all understand.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So you have 500 emails going out a day. The system for SalesFlow, you need to send another email message out of SalesFlow. It stops your regular emails from going out and it says, hey, SalesFlow is more important. Okay, so if you were to send an email out through SalesFlow, which I don't recommend, okay, it would stop your regular drip email campaign and let SalesFlow override your email campaign.
What I have found out, Mary, though, is if you put the lists in, it's not 500 a day, it's 500 to send. So if you stagger them, so like say I put 500 in and I launch it in the morning, right? If I go ahead and put another 500 in a couple hours later and launch it again, it will launch it, and it will do that because it's staggered. And then because it's the drip email campaign program is calibrated for when the sends are from the time you did it. So when it goes into like the second day or the fourth day or sixth day, it actually sends it that same time of day again.
Yeah, it's going to be that clock every time.
Yeah, but you're not limited totally to 500.
Okay.
It's just 500,
so go through that again.
500 per send. 500 per send.
So are you saying that it's best to put them on a spreadsheet first?
Well,
and upload them, or just put them in here under your list to start with?
So what I do, Frank, is if like somebody buys a bunch of email addresses or something like that, or that they have an existing database, and say like I had a guy yesterday had 1,500 people in a database, and he wanted to put it into Nowsite. What I did was we imported it out of his contacts into an Excel spreadsheet, and then we set it up so it imported the way it was set up. Then what we did was, when we got it into the system as a document, then I went through and I created a document with just a first name, last name, email, and phone number.
All
And
right, well, here's my situation.
then I
Yeah, I
brought that.
understand.
Hold on for Frank. Then I brought that in and changed it into a CSV file. Then I imported it. But when I did it, I broke it up into 3 different groups of 500.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
those 500 went into 500 different, 3 different lists, which I assigned to that email campaign.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can import, but you have to bring it in on an Excel spreadsheet, and then you have to convert it to a CSV file, which you can do um, in Excel. All you do is save as, and then it gives you the options. You go to CSV file and save it in that format. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
I
Now,
know it sounds like I know it's like a sop, but those are the type of things we're going to start doing with what Mary's talking about with the flow charts. We're going to start giving you flow charts like that to say step 1, step 2, step 3, and this is what it does.
but if you're doing if you're putting in one at a time, is it best to put them here or still do it on a spreadsheet?
It depends on when you want to use it. If you can
When
wait,
I get
I'll
the
put it on
list, when I get the list finished, probably.
right.
Or,
Get your list built in an Excel spreadsheet. Don't have to type it twice, okay? Keep it simple, okay? Type it on an Excel spreadsheet, save it as a CSV, and then we can upload it into Nowsite in 500 increments. That way each list is going to have 500 on it.
okay.
That's separated and doable. I'm going to take one step back and I'm going to share the Houston screen that I created. You can share this with anybody. It has our logo on it. It has call me if you're lost. Okay. Here's Justin. Here's Cheryl. Accept all cookies. I can see the bottom of it. Okay. There's nothing on here that's branded to me other than we're branding the team. Okay. So 4:30 to 7. Here's the map. And it's Harold's on the Harold's. Thought I wrote it out. I didn't.
It's Harold's Rooftop Bar.
Bar, restaurant, and rooftop. Okay. So feel free to use junehouston.now.site. Okay. And since it's been a year since they've been back in Houston, almost to the week, we'll keep this and recycle it again next year. So we don't have to change the URL. We just update the page.
Right. And for those of you who are attending and ordered your t-shirt, it will be at the event waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
What's Cheryl's last name?
Coco.
Yeah,
C-O,
okay.
C-O.
C-O-C-O, right. Okay, I should have known that.
And I can tell you, it will be an enjoyable event. They are excellent hosts.
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Gary Oliver there.
That'll be an experience for you.
I'm doing that.
Hope it's going to be fun next Thursday. Speaking of which, it will be next Thursday afternoon, but we will still have our call Thursday morning. Correct,
Yes, we will.
Steve?
That's correct.
Hey, Mary, Steve, either one of you, I just had one of the guys that is not on here, but he texted me and said he wanted you to go over, I know you just did that, but please go over just the basic pulling down a new lead, putting it in a list, and show how SalesFlow work when you're doing it for someone who's looking for a new.
Okay, if you'll watch this video, it was on the first part of the video.
Well, I had to leave, so I didn't even see it myself. So
Yeah, so on the first part of the video, Mary did an excellent job of going right through all of that.
okay, all right.
I have also put a website in the chat called SalesFlow Welcome. There's a couple of things you need to understand. It was recorded in April. It's referencing a 1K or 2K challenge. It's referencing $199 or $299. Don't worry about those things. Listen to what it has to say on the platform, how to pull things, how to hook up your Facebook page, how to hook up your LinkedIn page. Each one of those are 30-minute videos that Cheryl did back in April. Okay, so the only thing you don't have to worry about is the $1,000 leads, the 2,000 leads, the price on that. Just ignore that and look at the application that Cheryl does.
Yeah, just ignore the fluff.
Yeah, no fluff, just the facts.
Just the facts. There you go. Okay, with that, do we have any questions? Anything that you need to discuss? John, I'm working on your stuff for you. Okay, so we've got you going. Okay, you're good there. Irv and I had a great meeting the other day, and we're following up next week on his stuff. And Gary and I we're just, we're chugging along. And Frank's the man. He's all over this. So slowly but surely, and got Robert going that way too. For as I call it, the Cotton Top Club. We guys are making you guys digital marketing experts one little inch at a time.
I hope you get there.
I'm gonna get there. Mary and I look for the day when our clients finally kick us to the curb.
We get new ones.
Yep.
Hey, Mike Kelly, when are y'all gonna approve the content program so we can start using it?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
When are
Gary
you
asked
gonna
when you're gonna
approve the
Kaizen
content program?
I heard three people talking at one time. One more time.
Gary asked when you're going to approve the Kaizen stuff so they can start using it.
I think, did Charles edit anything that you've already done yet or no?
No, I haven't, because we talked late yesterday afternoon, so I don't know if he started on that yet.
Okay, well, all he has to do is edit it, which he can do in one day. And then he'll toss it back to Steve. And so as far as I can tell, it's ready to roll. Charles always liked to put his own verbiage in there. So I don't think that'll take him very long. Does he have access to that verbiage yet or no?
You may want to check with him, Mike, and make sure that he knows how to get into his account to look at it, or yours. Or you can actually screenshot it like I told you, and you can actually send him the screenshot so he can review it.
So tell me again where the email campaign is.
It is in the BBX Charles Hale Nowsite platform.
Okay, I'll look for it. If I can't find it, I'll call you.
Yeah, just call me and we'll walk you through it.
Okay, but shouldn't be long, Gary.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because Gary's got me all ready to rock and roll on a geofence campaign on hospitals. That's the way you have to think about it. Think about how you're going to use those tools. And I mean, we know what that perfect prospect looks like for Kaizen. So think about areas where those people would congregate. Okay. Mike, any last words before we finish for the morning?
No, we're good. Appreciate you and Mary taking to the river. We just
okay.
need.
Well, like I said, this will be up. I'll probably have time this evening to do it. So I'll send the link to you, Mike, probably later this evening, so you can pass it along. And if not, you can always go to the AI We Care Team YouTube channel. And underneath that, there's a playlist feed for BBX. And you can find all the past meetings on that link. Again, that's the AI We Care Team YouTube channel. You can just search for it in the bar. It'll take you there. And then you go to the playlist for BBX. and you can download all the past meetings there for information there to review. Mary, anything else?
No, I'm good. Y'all need us? You know where to find us.
Yep.
You got our
Okay.
numbers, call.
Okay, you take care now. We'll see you guys later. Have a great
All
day.
right, guys, have a good
Thank you,
one.
guys. Appreciate you joining.
Okay.
Take care. Enjoyed it.
Thank you, Robert.